Aloha, everybody. Michelle Melendez with Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do this. This video is going to be on the quick history of the secret societies, who's controlling the world, how we've been enslaved, and what we can do. So it's kind of a lot. I want to also just please ask you that if you like this video, please subscribe, share it, comment, so that we can keep the algorithms on our side and keep this information moving, because everybody in the world needs this information. There's the evil powers that be that really run the world, have been running the world for thousands of years. So I'm going to start back in the 1500s. Catholicism had been running, the Catholic Church had been running the world, dominating the world. All of the monarchs that were put in place were under the Vatican. And the Pope was literally the ruler, basically, of that ancient time. So back again in the 1500s, there was a Protestant reform, and the Protestants wanted a different doctrine than the Catholicism. You know, where the priest, you have to go to the priest and do your confession. Confession is actually the first form of invasion of privacy, and that might, trigger some people, and I'm okay with that. You don't have to agree with me, by the way. You can think I'm absolutely crazy, and that's fine. And that's fine. The information where I'm getting it is The Enemy Unmasked. This book is no longer in print. I found this book at an antique shop that I go to often. And every time I go, I always look at their free section for their books, because I always find some good information. This was brand new with 3 other books, and there was 3 copies of this one. I took them all, gave them to a couple friends, but then I tried to find it on Amazon. It's not in print. So if you know of anybody who knows how to put books back in print, this is one that we should definitely have in print. And it's basically, an enemy has been stalking America for over 200 years. And that's true. So let's go back to our story. We have the Catholic Church that had been totally dominating with the world, Europe. And then the Protestants want a different way of living. Well, they were actually in the 1550s, they actually were getting that. They were actually reforming. They were actually getting away from the Catholic Church. And the Catholic Church was like, whoa, you guys are taking all our power and money, so they wanted to do something about that. So what they did was they created a secret society. Well, at that time, it wasn't secret. The purpose of it was secret. So it was the Jesuits. They created the Jesuits to do the bidding of the Catholic Church, and that bidding was to destroy the Protestant Reformation. So they would actually put these Jesuits, and they actually have an oath that you can look up, and there's actually I'll take a look at it for you. I'll look it up really quick for you, because it's kind of the Jesuit oath. It is kind of mind-blowing. And some people don't believe that it's the truth, but the National Library of Austria, let me do a quick screen share so you guys can see this. This is a little bit nar, but here we go. Screen share. Take a look at this. The Jesuit oath. Let me put this open a little bit more. I now, in the presence of the Almighty God, the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Blessed Michael, the Archangel, and Blessed Saint John the Baptist, and my ghostly father. Okay. Society of the Jesuits, founder, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to get to, where is it? This is what it's calling for. So hold on with me. Here we go. Oh gosh, I do further promise. All right, here we go. I am dispensed with to assume my religion, hierarchical, for the propagation of Mother Church's interest, to keep secret and private all her agents' counsels from time to time as they interest me, and not divulge directly or indirectly by word, writing, or circumstances whatever. I do furthermore promise and declare that I will, and this part gets pretty crazy, when opportunity presents, make a wage rentless war secretly or openly against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to. And this, that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, or bury alive those infamous heretics. And I'm not going to read the rest because it's pretty disgusting, but I will put this link in the description so you guys can read it for yourselves. The reason why I'm saying that is because all of these Jesuits actually were put into power around the world. They had Jesuits in every single nation, and they were literally the ears of the people who were in charge, and so that the Catholic Church could stay in charge. And then what happened was, in Portugal, they went too far and they tried to assassinate the king of Portugal, and the king found out about it and he booted them out. He said, no more Jesuits, you guys are out of here. And then they were doing a lot of mischief in France, and the French king also kicked him out. And then Spain kicked him out. And then the island of Malta was next. And then all of these Christian monarchs were told the Catholic Church, you guys got to end the Jesuits. The really good thing about this happened right when America was becoming America, right in the late 1700s, about 1770, 3 years before the 1773, 3 years before the Declaration of Independence was signed, which is 1776. And so the Catholic Church, the first one, it was the Pope, I can't remember his name, the 13th. He said no for a while, and then they kept telling him, you got to do this. So then he said yes. The night before he was going to sign the paper, he gets murdered. He has these major convulsive pains in his stomach and dies of poison. So the next Pope, the 14th, he, and I'm missing a name, I think it's Charles, but he says, yeah, I'll do it. He actually puts it out, and then he tries to take it back, but it's too late. He can't take it back. It's already sent by horse and it's gone. So the Jesuits order, the whole entire order, got put down in 1773. They took all of their money, they took all of their land, and they put a lot of them in jail. So 1776 comes along. The only people that the 13 colonists have to fight is England. So so that was good, because if the Jesuits had been in order, they would have had to have fought a lot more of the Europe. They got in. So that was kind of divine intervention. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because right after Pope the 14th, who didn't stay long on his throne of being Pope, there was another Pope that came in and resurrected the Jesuit order in 16. So that would have been 1776. So that was in the early 1800s, was when, I think it was 1814, was when the Jesuit order got put back in place. So then what happened was they had a relationship with Rothschild, who was a Orthodox Jew. So this is where, remember that video that I showed, which I'm going to show it again, because there's a lot of Orthodox Jews that have their picture with the President of the United States, many presidents of the United States, and the president is signing something for them. So Rothschild is actually known as the guardian of the Vatican, because he is, let me find the exact phrase for him. The guardians of the Vatican treasury is who the Rothschild, his Jewish family, is known for. And this helps the secret society of the Jesuits, funds them. It funds all of their work with the Black Pope. The Black Pope is the Jesuits. And so what happened is, everybody's like the one world order. This is the one world order that is being created. So what happened when the Jesuits got back in place, they didn't want to get booted out again. So they started creating front secret societies. The Illuminati was created by Adam Wurst. I think he was a German or a Russian. But anyway, he created the Illuminati. He was the founder of the Illuminati, and the Illuminati created communism. It was actually under this guy. So what happened in Paraguay was the first communist commune. And it actually had many, many, many natives that it housed, they clothed, they fed, they gave them some entertainment, but they never paid them. So it was all equal. Everybody was equal, never paid them. All the profits for the things that they made, the textiles that they made in Paraguay, were actually, all of those profits went to the Jesuits and kept increasing their wealth and their empire. And this was where communism started, was in Paraguay under the Illuminati. And then what happened was Karl Marx was actually tutored by a Jesuit, and he created the whole communist doctrine. But he didn't write it. He actually was modeling after what happened in Paraguay. So he's just part of a front. It keeps going. Skull and Bones is part of that. The Loyola, Loyola, sorry, sometimes words in my tongue don't work together well. But anyway, this is why, the reason why I'm saying this is because there's so many front secret organizations, and they're compartmentalized. They don't really know about each other. Sometimes they have projects, like what's happening in Israel. So this video that I just watched in Israel just absolutely broke my heart, because I had no idea about what was happening in Israel. And yeah, so I just want to say that. Oh my gosh, these poor people, on both sides, Israel and Palestine, and the Palestinians, the people are the innocent victims of this atrocity, because what's happening over there, they want us to believe, which nobody does. Nobody believes that this war is legit. We all know that it's an inside job. We all know that. So why? It's because of distraction. The CBDCs are coming into place. The what is that? Pandemic treaty, which the World Health Organization wants all of the countries to sign. And if all of the countries sign this treaty, that means the World Health Organization is going to have power to claim that there's a pandemic anytime they want with no proof, and they can actually make mandates, and they can actually force countries to do the mandates that they want them to do if they sign this treaty. There's two things. It's a pandemic treaty, and I forget the name of the second one around health. I'm sure you guys will put that in the comments for that. But we have until next May to contact our legislative body and say, do not sign this with the World Health Organization. Now, here in Hawaii, we have a governor that, in my personal opinion, is a demon, and he works for these people who want to kill everybody and come from darkness and evilness and Satan, and they're not listening to the people. I truly feel that there are still good legislators and senators, and I think it's up to each one of us to contact them. Contact your legislator. I'm putting the link in the description of how to contact your legislator, and just let them know that you know what's going on, and that actually just let them know, do not sign the pandemic treaty or anything with the World Health Organization, because it will take away all of our freedoms, all of them, you guys. We will be enslaved. That will be it. And not only that, but this pandemic treaty, if you want to get out of these documents that your country signs, it'll take 3 years. Your country has to follow what these evil dictators who are not elected, who think they can run the world, are trying to do. So please, it doesn't matter if you live in the United States or not, contact your legislative body. I'll put the link below of how to contact your legislator here in the United States. If you don't live in the United States, there's a way to contact your legislative body. Contact them and say, no, do not sign anything with the World Health Organization. I know what you guys are doing, and it's not Pono. It's not okay. This is going to take away all of our rights. And where it comes from, You guys, the Catholic Church has started all of this, and it's not under God, it's under Satan, it's under the devil. You know, the Jesuits say that their number one guy is the Pope. In fact, let me try to find that. So, well, I think I'll skip that part for now. But that's my message for today. It is, and now I can't find my screen. There we go. Contact your legislative body. Understand that this world order is thousands of years old. They have been running the show for a very long time, and they have put people and events in place. They are responsible. The Jesuits were responsible for the French Revolution. They're responsible for both world wars, and now this third world war. They are responsible. Nobody else, no other country, but these absolute demons from hell. And I really feel, because I'm like, this world is so, so beautiful that it's like, where's God, right? Where's God? He's in us. He is in us. I actually looked up what the word Israel means. And Israel means child of God. It means, can't remember the exact wording, but it's child of God. And Israel is inside of us. Jesus said, you know, there was going to be another Israel, but he didn't mean military or even land of Israel. He meant Israel, your child of God, inside your heart, that it lives with inside of you. It's not outside of you. So these poor people and these poor children who are mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles, they're like you and me. It's like somebody were to come bomb your neighborhood and your town. What did you do? What did you do for that? Nothing. Nothing. These poor people have done nothing. They just want to live a life where their children are safe and free, and they want to love each other, and they want to go to work and do things that they enjoy doing and laugh and hug. And that's what they want, just like you and me. They want to be healthy. These poor people are in the middle of this war that was created, both sides, by the same people. The same people have created both sides of this war, just like the same people have funded both sides of World War I and World War II and the Civil War. The reason why the Civil War happened was because they wanted, oh my gosh. The reason why the Civil War happened was because after we got our independence, America got our independence, we had a republic. A republic means laws that you follow, that the majority cannot take your rights away. If a majority, which is the democracy, if a majority says, I want to go hang that person, a majority rule, that's mob rule, that's democracy. But republic says, no, you can't do that because that person has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we had that. And then what happened was these Jesuits, secret societies, evil demons, plugged themselves in to higher levels of government. And they started seeding different ideas. And yes, the Civil War was about slavery, but what it did was it actually divided the country. It divided the country. And that's exactly what the Jesuits want. Republican, Democrat. They're the same bird. It's two wings on the same bird. Yes, they have different ideas, but the ideas are coming from these people that have found themselves and put themselves into powerful positions because of money. How come it is that these politicians go into politics and then they leave millionaires? What's that about? It's because these dark entities who call themselves people are giving them a shit ton of money to do their bidding. And it's us, it's the government, it's the people that suffer for it. So that's why the Civil War happened. They needed to separate. They needed to separate this country into two factions. And then, and they keep doing it. They keep doing it. Then they separate, TBLS or whatever it's called, KBY, whatever the freaking, I don't even know the freaking letters are anymore. You know, women, men, all of it. So you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into that anymore. But I just wanted to share that we are divided intentionally. Please, the best thing we can do for Israel right now, for Palestine, really, it's Palestine. Israel lives inside of us. Israel is God's children inside of each one of us. Jesus never said that Israel would be a military, created, that it would have a war to create Israel, the children of God. That's not what Jesus wanted. I'm repeating myself. So I just want to say, please contact your legislative body. The reason this is happening is for distraction and also murder, because that also, that gives more worship to Satan and the devil. But the reason it's happening also on a whole large world scale is to move forward with the pandemic plan, the pandemic treaty for all the countries, all of the nations and around the world. And for this other document that, forgive me for not knowing the exact name right now off the top of my head, but it's going to create control for this evil empire that they've had for a very, very long time. Please fix any relationships you have in your life with your family and with your friends. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and start to be pono, which is be good with yourself and with others. Be clean with the relationships that you have, and try and do your best to get in nature. This is the power we have, trusting in that higher power, taking our actions by telling our legislative bodies, no, do not sign this. We have until next May, and and we just pray. So let's just do that. Okay, here we go. Great Spirit, infinite intelligence of all things, this intelligence that moves the sun, runs the tides, beating our hearts. We just give so much gratitude to you right now, because we know in the bigger scheme of everything, this is a game that our souls decided to come play, called being in a human body. And it's hard. We're birthing a new world of peace and of harmony. And what that takes is the awareness of the darkness. We must understand, we must be aware of the absolute lies and deception that have been running this world, and the evilness of murder and torture that people have endured. And Great Spirit, infinite intelligence of all things, the same intelligence that creates an oak tree out of an acorn, we trust in you. We do what is ours to do. We clean up our own relationships so that our frequency of love can be higher. And we send so much light and so much inner strength and so much love to Israel and Palestine and Lahaina and East Palestine in the United States and Canada and Australia and all places around the world that have been attacked by this darkness. Not another country, but this darkness that has run the world for thousands of years. And this darkness, their time has come to an end. And we know that that is true. And we send light around the entire planet, that it touches all people, and it gives them the feeling of hope. It gives them the feeling that just maybe things are going to be okay. And we just say this with Jesus Christ consciousness that surrounds the world with absolute love. We say this in the name of all light beings that have ever been on the planet and ever will be. We say this in the name of all archangels that are supporting us and guiding us and protecting us, that we know it is done, and this world is free, and we are sovereign, and we are at peace with each other and in harmony with each other and with the Aina, the land. We say this all knowing that it is done. We ask for the courage to do what is ours to do. What is our kuleana? What is ours to do? We step forward. We contact our legislative body. We tell them, no, do not sign anything from the World Health Organization or the World Economic Forum. We say this, we know it is done. We know that our legislative bodies are courageous, stepping forward to say no and to say yes to freedom, to say yes to the people. And we breathe into this amazing human body and we know it is done. And so it is. Send you guys so much love from the Big Island of Hawaii. My Freedom School is up, but I'm just, it's going to be a while to add stuff. So you can subscribe to it in the link below. It's blossominnerwellness.com/freedom school. It's free. I'm going to be posting information about how you can get out of the system, how to understand the system that you're in. And thank you so much just for trusting me and following, subscribing, liking, commenting. I really appreciate that. And also, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the donations. I got a really big donation from Joe, who's a tree expert, and that really blew my mind. And I just can't tell you how grateful I am for that. And John, you as well, and everybody else who sent me a coffee or something. Really appreciate you guys. Okay, everyone, much love and aloha.